Welcome to an out-of-print episode of Monday Movie Pickup. So pretty much this episode is all about out-of-print titles. We have Elemental here. Is this out-of-print? No, you can still get the Blu-ray, but is the 4K available? I hear there is a version that you can get at Walmart, but this version was exclusive through Disney Movie Club. I didn't even realize this at the time. I wasn't rushing to buy this movie. Had no idea that the 4K was only available through the Disney Movie Club. You can't find the 4K on Amazon. Of course, you can't find it in stores either because most stores are starting to drop Blu-ray entirely. And, I saw the movie. I thought it was fine enough. Didn't love it. Didn't think it was one of Pixar's best movies. And at first, it wasn't doing too well at the box office, but it started to pick up an audience towards the end of its run. So it actually, I believe, ended up making a profit. But this is a Blu-ray set that does not come with a bonus Blu-ray disc. It's just the 4K. The movie's on Blu-ray, but there is no bonus Blu-ray disc, which is pretty common with Pixar titles. Ratatouille, Cars, they didn't have a bonus Blu-ray disc, but almost every other movie that was released or re-released on Blu-ray had a bonus disc. Toy Story and Toy Story 2 didn't. They were still jam-packed, but almost every other new release would have a second disc for bonus features. Unless the movie was not all that successful. Take The Good Dinosaur. That was one of the first titles that I remember coming out. That wasn't like a re-release or anything. It didn't have a bonus disc. But then other titles, as time went on, continued to include the bonus disc. Even some of the movies that were released from Disney Plus, like Soul, that had a bonus disc. Turning Red did as well. But Lightyear, since it wasn't all that successful, didn't have a bonus disc. That's how I used to really look at it. I would look at if the movie was successful at the box office or not. The Good Dinosaur was one of the first failures. That would indicate to me if the release was going to have a bonus disc or not. Pixar is usually good with the bonus features anyway, but if there's no bonus disc, if there's not a second Blu-ray disc, that means you're going to get less. It seems like they're maybe starting to go away from that now, because this Elemental release, for instance, movie was, successful enough. It started to get an audience, and it seemed like the movie would be, it did well enough to warrant getting a bonus disc, but didn't end up happening. And it looks like the same thing's going to happen with Inside Out, too. Even though the movie made $1.5 billion worldwide, the movie's going to hit Blu-ray, and it doesn't sound like it's going to have a bonus disc. As of right now, anyway. That might change, but from everything I've read so far, it looks like Pixar, maybe they're just doing away with the bonus discs, which makes sense in this age of Blu-ray releases. Have some Vinegar Syndrome releases that are going out of print. This is Death Wish 2. This is the 4K release, and this is the version that comes with the unrated cut and the one that was released on TV as well. I do have this 3-movie pack, which has not the first Death Wish, but it has the other Death Wish movies, and it doesn't have the 5th one either. The 5th one was released through Kino, though. That there is a Blu-ray of that now. But the second movie on here is just the R-rated version. It's not the unrated cut as featured on this 4K disc, so that's why I was looking out for this one. But it is currently on Vinegar Syndrome's going out of print page. I'll link that below. If you want to get this Canon film classic from Michael Winner on 4K, this is the time to buy it. Here's another one that's been on my list for a while, but it's also going out of print at Vinegar Syndrome, and this is Malibu High. This is a title that I only heard about through that Quentin Tarantino podcast that he was doing. He mentioned the movie at one point. And so it's just kind of been sitting in my wish list for a while. I didn't really have any intentions of buying it soon, but since it is going out of print now, figured I should maybe buy it if I'm curious enough, and I'll give it a watch because, listen to this description. It's about this girl, I'm guessing the one on the cover, starts blackmailing her teachers to improve her grades, moonlights as a prostitute, sexually blackmailing them, and then eventually she gets lured into the risky and bloody role of a high school-aged hit girl. That kind of took a bit of a wild turn. For a moment there, it just sounded like it was going to be a different version of Risky Business, and then it turned into, oh, she's a hit girl also. And then we have some Shout Select titles. So this is Learning to Drive. It's a movie from 2015 that I've actually never heard about. Not a special release, there's a few special features on it, but yeah, we're about 160 releases into the Shout Select line, so given that this was only released about 30 titles ago, and it's already going out of print, that's pretty crazy. And you got to pay attention because I already just looked at the going out of print sale. I did some different purchases from that list, and these ones just showed up. So you got to keep an eye on that list. It's always changing, they're always adding new things. And another one, here's the 104th release. This is Homeboy. This one's also going out of print. Luckily, Shout Select has a sale going on right now for a few more days this week. I think it goes until August 15th, so if you want to go check out some of the Shout Select titles, they are going for pretty good prices. And you can get a lot of these titles, all the out-of-print titles if you want. You can also buy some stuff that's not out of print. So this one's not going out of print. Shout Select title, Four Weddings and a Funeral. This is the 63rd release, so was released a bit ago in this line, back for its 25th anniversary. I've never seen the movie, but I know that this is pretty much, besides Goblet of Fire, this is the other movie that Mike Newell is known for. So I've heard of the movie only because it's considered a British classic, I feel like, nowadays. Even when the movie had been recently released, I feel like it was already hitting lists of like best movies of the 90s. I think it hit like a BFI best 100 movies of all time. So I mean, a lot of love and appreciation for Four Weddings and a Funeral out in the UK. Eagles of Death Metal. I've actually never heard of this band before, but I'm sure a lot of people maybe have heard of it because of the 2015 terrorist attacks in Paris, and that's actually what this is about. It's not just about the concert that was going on and then the terrorist attack happened, but it's actually about their follow-up concert that they did to pay tribute to them. This is actually directed by Colin Hanks, the son of Tom Hanks. I didn't know about the band. I didn't know that they were playing a concert when the incident occurred, so curious to give this one a watch. And last but not least, here's Whale Rider. This is an early release, 27th release. A movie that I remember my mom really wanted to see this movie, and I feel like we watched it at one point at my house. I don't remember much about it. I know that this movie is directed by the same person who did that Mulan live action movie. I think that's the most recent project of hers that I've seen. So anyway, that's everything for this week, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching the video, and special shout out to Anna, Kirsten, Spencer, and Lucas for supporting me on Patreon. By joining my Patreon, you'll be able to get some exclusive videos, some different vlogs in the future, and you'll be able to request your own movie review. I hope you stick around, Cinephile, and have a happy, productive day.